Hello, my name is Tammy Clark, and today my video is on non-renewal of probationary teachers. And probationary teachers are those teachers that are not yet tenured. Non-renewal of teachers. Probationary teachers are non-tenured. We're going to talk about due process, court cases over non-tenured teachers, and ISLIC standards. Non-renewal of probationary teachers. When can it happen? It can happen during the probationary period at the end of the contract year without cause. What is a probationary period? It is a period during which the non-tenured teacher is seeking tenure. It can also happen, non-renewal can, a teacher can be dismissed during the contract year with cause. So the two differences there are after the end of the contract year without cause, during the contract year with cause. If a school district decides to dismiss a probationary teacher during the contract period, then full due process provisions are required. And that is notice, cause, and a formal hearing because teacher has a property right for duration of contract year. Why can a teacher be non-renewed without cause? A probationary teacher is offered 1-year contract that is renewable each year if the school board elects to renew. The probationary teacher has property right for only the duration of each 1-year contract. When the contract period ends each year, the teacher loses the inherent property right because both teacher and district have met their contractual obligations to one another. Due process not applying is centered around a limited property interest. A teacher position is considered property of teacher during the contract year. When can a probationary teacher be entitled to due process? That would happen if a probationary teacher is dismissed during the contract year, and at that time a probationary teacher may be entitled to procedural due process if the contract non-renewal is based on allegations of dishonest or immoral conduct because the charges may implicate a liberty interest. Procedures must be followed by school district that include notification of deadline and a written notice. School boards and non-renewal decisions. The school boards have extremely broad discretion when it comes to non-renewal. They do have to determine rationale basis. The courts have upheld the principle that school boards have broad discretion. The school board needs to make sure the record of non-renewal decision is clear in order to allow careful examination if it needs to be defended. And once again, courts have consistently upheld that probationary teachers have no statutory right to a due process hearing. What is due process? Due process is the administration of justice according to established rules and principles, based on the principle that a person cannot be deprived of life, liberty, or property without appropriate legal procedures and safeguards. Due process holds the government subservient to the law of the land, protecting individual persons from the state. There are two aspects of due process: procedural due process, which is how things are done, and substantive due process, which is why things are done the way they are. And basically, due process can be defined in one word, which is fairness. Here are a couple of court cases involving non-renewal of probationary teachers. We have Abel versus Nash County Board of Education, 1984. In this case, the board refused to renew teachers who served as assistant football coaches so that the new football coach could make staff changes, and this non-renewal was upheld by the North Carolina Court of Appeals based on a rational reason. The other court case is Brown versus William B. James, Superintendent for Cherokee County School District, 2010. And this was a non-tenured teacher that claimed she did not have board hearing for non-renewal. And in that case, it was said that Board of Education should conduct non-renewal hearing before taking action on non-renewal recommendations. As far as non-renewal issues in my district, it's just like in most districts, there are non-tenured teachers, so there is a possibility of non-renewal. The procedure of non-renewing without cause is sometimes difficult for the administrator because as an administrator, you're unable to say anything. And so this can not always be perceived as a positive thing or a nice thing as far as public perception, because you can't say anything. Here are the ISLIC standards that are related to this topic. There's standard 2, that is that an educational leader promotes the success of every student by advocating, nurturing, and sustaining a school culture and instructional program conducive to student learning and staff professional growth. Standard 3, an education leader promotes the success of every student by ensuring management of the organization, operation, and resources for a safe, efficient, and effective learning environment. And also Standard 1, an education leader promotes the success of every student by facilitating the development, articulation, implementation, and stewardship of a vision of learning that is shared and supported by all stakeholders. Here are my references, and that is the end of my video. Thanks for watching.